Good day. We are going to discuss about fuzzy logic and neural networks. I am Dr. Ilam Purnan, professor in electrical and electronics engineering from Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. First, let us get introduced about the meaning of fuzzy logic. What is fuzzy logic? Actually, fuzzy means vagueness. Vagueness means that you cannot particularly define a particular object or perception or the way of expression. All these things comes under fuzzy. Fuzziness occurs clear cut information. So it may belong to a particular group or may not belong to a particular group. It was first introduced as a fuzzy set by Lotfi Zeta in 1965 as an extension of a classical set theory. Usually, we have to first get cleared of what is set theory. The classical set theory or crisp set has only binary terms. Binary terms means you can define a particular element belongs to that set or it does not belong to the set. There cannot be any in between. Hence, the set theory, the classical set theory is having a membership with the universal set or set of discourse either 100% or it will be 0%. Whereas differentiating the fuzzy set theory has any membership value function which may be expressed as a percentage or a nominal value between 0 and 1. That is a typical difference between a normal or classical set theory, which is also called as crisp set theory, and fuzzy set theory. When we discuss with some example, we'll be very clear about what is this fuzziness. We have already heard about the word young, tall, good, or high. If you ask a person who is 25 age around, we may classify him as young. But at the same time, when you ask a person who is of 35 years of age, you cannot completely deny him as young because there is amount of youthness in him which can be expressed as a percentage of belongingness. So here in the classical theory, you cannot express that. Whereas in fuzzy set theory, you can express it by the percentage of belongingness. So whenever there is no single quantitative value to define a term, it becomes fuzzy. Here young is one such thing where you don't have any single quantitative value for its definition. It has no clear boundary. You cannot define from this particular age to this particular age. We can call them young. Age 35 is also possibly young, provided he has a good health frame as well as behavior. In fact, mentally also a person may be classified as youth. So fuzzy set theory is an extension of classical set theory where you have a degree of membership which can be described. In the real world, there exists much of fuzzy knowledge. Whenever our brain understands, it takes it not exactly, but with some vagueness. You can take any amount of example. Say, if you are riding a bike, you want to apply a brake. You can't say that this is the amount of the pressure in number which has to be applied such that this bike will stop here, exactly at a particular distance which is measured in numbers. We don't work that way. In fact, our brain never works that way. Our brain has a abstract knowledge based upon our motor organs working, and it will decide the amount or pressure. In fact, that also depends upon another factor. Imagine you are riding a vehicle, it may be a bike or car. You know what is the condition of the vehicle. So if you maintain a very short braking nature for the vehicle, then you know a little bit of application is sufficient. Imagine you change a car, then you will feel the heat. So it depends upon all the three factors. A person who is riding the bike or vehicle, the condition of the vehicle. Apart from that, it also depends upon the condition of the road. You can't put everything into number. You have to take everything abstract. You have to do a lot of guesswork. That is actually our brain's capability. So our brain actually thinks with fuzziness. It does not have an exact number to work with. That is the beauty of our working of brain. So whenever we want to mimic our brain, in fact, we have to do it with a lot of fuzziness. This comes with the maturity. So previously in the digital world, they thought that with numbers everything was made. That is only working in books and in the lower standards of thinking. The moment you come to the higher standards of thinking, most of our functionality, in fact reasoning, do work with fuzziness. So this is the basic understanding we need to have before proceeding well with the subject. So what is the conclusion? Actually, human can give satisfactory answers only in terms of fuzziness. Our systems are unable to answer many questions because the systems are defined upon classical set theory. Here, what is the system means the normal computer system. So if you give numbers as an input, it may not be able to decide whether to proceed or not because there is no clear-cut boundaries based on this. And if you try to make out of that particular system any conclusion, then it will be highly incomplete as well as it may not be reliable. The fuzzy system is the only solution for this particular problem. Now, we shall classify and discriminate the classical set theory with fuzzy set theory. We'll go topic by topic. The classes of object in the classical set theory will have sharp boundaries. So what do you mean by sharp boundaries is, imagine I'm going to form a set which is a real number between 1 and 10. Then it is defined within that particular number. You can't include 11 in that. So there is a clear-cut boundary for the classical set theory. In contrast to that, fuzzy set theory may not have that much sharp boundary. So as we have discussed earlier, the same example, that is youthness, you can start from the age of voting. That means from 18th age, you can start with youthness. It will go to the peak, maybe around 25. It may stay there a while. You may even describe it as 31, 32 or even 35. Then it will slowly decline to the middle age. So if you draw a graph, it may not be a particular straight thing which will describe, or a particular boundary with which you can describe the youthfulness. So it may have a increasing slope, it may have a flat slope, or finally it will have a declining slope. The next point we have to discuss about the classical set theory is there is no uncertainty about the location of set boundary. So imagine a person is having voting ability. That means exactly after completion of 18, he will start voting. So there is no youthfulness or agedness comes into the picture here. So as per law, after age of 18, he will be able to vote. Whether a person who is having a completed 17 years and 6 months will be able to vote? No, it is not possible. So there is a clear cut boundary. Those persons who have completed the age of 18 will be able to vote. So the classical set theory will follow indiscriminately the threshold or the number which is given to it. Whereas in fuzzy set, you cannot do so. So what is a middle age? We don't need to often discuss about the youth. What is a middle age? It may start right from 30 years, depending upon his internal maturity. It may last long till age of 50. So you may see there is a overlap between the youthfulness as well as middle age. So you can't say that middle age exactly starts at the age of 45 and it ends at 55. It is not possible. So there is no such boundary which can be described in fuzzy set theory. So what is clear in this particular element is you will have overlap of boundaries between two fuzzy sets. So you don't have a complete defined boundary. Then the third point, classical set theory is usually used for the digital system design. So wherever you want a sharp discrimination, you need to use classical set theory. So previously systems, that is computer systems, were using classical set theory. But whenever you come to the real life conditions like braking, the fuzzy controllers are now available with most of the electrical equipments like washing machine and AC. We have these fuzzy controllers which will look after the operation, which is mostly abstract in nature. What do you mean by abstract in nature or fuzzy in nature is imagine you are setting a particular temperature, 18 degree centigrade. You can't expect the AC to operate just at 18 degrees centigrade because it depends upon various factors. It depends upon the external temperature, it depends upon how your room is conditioned with the thermal insulation, and also number of the people who are there inside the room. So what it will do is it will look for some threshold numbers in that particular range and operate. Similarly, the fuzzy controllers in washing machine. So you may put certain amount of clothes which may require a lot of turns or the twist operation. So what it will do? It will identify the RPM and get information about the amount of turns it requires to clearly wash off. Then it will come to its own conclusion and it will take its own decision. Everything done by the fuzzy controllers, how much turn it has to do, and what is the point at which it has to stop, whether it has to be drained now, it has to be added with water. Most of the things are decided. So the fuzzy set theory now goes in hand with the artificial intelligence. So having this background, we will enter into the set theories. So for what we have concluded is regarding the crisp set, we will have only two possibilities. Either an element belongs to that particular set, which will be given with membership value of 1, or it will never belong to that set, so the membership value is given as 0. But imagine I'm asking a question. Is Mr. Ram is honest? You are going to take a survey, maybe like a election survey. You're going to take it to the people in and around Ram. A person who is very close to Ram and who always keeps Ram as an ideal will always answer with 100% value. That means he will say Ram is extremely honest. A person who is well acquainted with Ram will have a different answer. He may not say he is extremely honest. So he will say he is very honest. That's it. There are persons who may meet him for a particular instant, get clarified their doubts, or they may come and meet him for a while during a particular critical moment and may leave. In that case, if you ask such persons, they may say honest at times. But if you go into the region of people who completely hate Ram, definitely they will say that he is the most dishonest person in the world. So you can have the fuzzy of how much the Ram is honest. We have taken inputs from all sorts of people. So they will give a lot of inputs, which you can even put a lot of statistics, but you will be able to come to conclusion only with the vagueness. So this is where the fuzziness stands. Now let us define what is a classical set theory. Only on understanding the classical set theory, we will be able to understand the fuzzy set theory. A classical set theory is defined as collection of objects. An object in a set is called as an element or member of that particular set. The sets are defined by a simple statement describing whether a particular element have a certain property which is a condition to be applied for its belongingness to a particular set. Say for example, I may say A is equal to A1, A2, A3 to AN, provided I may give a condition that they are the numbers within 10. That means I can have from 1 to 9. So if you define with a condition a particular set, then it is called as a classical set theory. Next, this particular set A obviously is a subset of a universal set. What is that universal set? You can have the natural numbers. So X is a natural numbers which is a universal set, and your set A is a subset of X. So this can be expressed or represented for all elements. The elements are here represented with small x, that is A1, A2, A3, or here AI, where I is equal to 1 to n. Anyway you represent. Each element can be classified, or you can say it as small x. This epsilon is belongingness. So all the elements from A1 to AN belongs to universal set, that is capital X. If we want to define its characteristic function, all these elements belongs to the universal set, that is capital X, either completely or partially, if you say. You can't express like that. In a classical set theory, all the elements belongs to the set A, which is a subset of the universal set X, has membership value of 1. That means it belongs to A 100%. Hence, it is defined by the membership function or membership value, which is mu, and A represents what is the set it belongs to, and X will represents the element. So mu A of A1 is 1. Mu A of A2 is also 1. Imagine I am going beyond, for our example, beyond 10. Then that mu A of 11 will not be 1, it will be 0. So either it belongs to a particular subset or does not belong to the particular subset. So the membership value mu A of X will be either 1 or otherwise it will be 0. You can't have that in between. That is the uniqueness of the classical set theory. We will discuss about the operations which are possible in the classical set theory. The operations such as a union is possible. So what do you mean by union is you can add two sets. So say for example you have A, which is a set defined less than 10, and B, which is a set defined by less than 20 but greater than 15. That means you will have like 1 to 9 described here, and B with greater than 15 and less than 20. That means you will have 16, 17, 18, 19. That is 4 numbers which will form the A union B. So how it is defined? The A union B is defined as X, an element which belongs to A, or X will be an element which belongs to B. So all the elements from A and B, if are combined and put in a single set, it is called as A union B. Next, what is intersection? Intersection is selecting a particular element which is common between A and B. So here, how the condition will change? X will be element of A intersection B such that X is element of A as well as it is an element of B. Here comes a bigger thing. Say for example, I am defining A now as the even numbers less than 20. That means it starts from 2, 4, 6, 8 like that till 18, and B as the numbers which is less than 20. So it includes all the numbers from 1 to 19. If you put A intersection B, then you can select all the elements in A because those elements in A are in B, whereas none of the other elements like 1, 3 odd numbers does not belong to A. So what are the common numbers between A and B is selected via the intersection function. Then the complement, that is one of the important function. If you define A as we have done earlier, that is set of odd numbers, what is the complement of A? Then if you have defined A as odd numbers, the complement will be even numbers. If you define A as even numbers, the complement will be odd numbers. So that's how the function of complement works. Now let us move on to the fuzzy set. Fuzzy set theory is an extension of classical set theory. So we have already seen there is one small difference between fuzzy set and classical set theory. The important difference is the degree of membership, or you can say in colloquial language, the percentage of belongingness of a particular element to a particular set. So in fuzzy set, you will have varying degrees of membership. So you can't say that either it is 100% or 0%. There may be an element which will be having 50-50. There may be an element which will be having 20% belongingness, which will be expressed as 0.2 as a membership value. So it may be any membership value which is actually used in human reasoning, which will be between 0 and 1. So that is an important thing which we have to understand as a difference from classical set and fuzzy set. The fuzzy set definition is as follows. So X is a universe of discourse. So there we said that X is a universal set. Here we will describe X as universe of discourse. And small x is a particular element in the capital X, that is universe of discourse. Then fuzzy set A is defined on X and can be represented as a collection of ordered pairs. So here a new frame of word comes, that is ordered pairs. What do you mean by ordered pair is, previously if I define less than 10 in a classical set theory, I'll just write the numbers. So less than 10 means 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9. Whereas here we have to represent as ordered pair. So what do you mean by the ordered pair here? You can see here the X. So if I take a number 1, I may define with a membership value, say for example, I may represent with 0.2. What it means? The number 1 of the particular set belongs to the subset A with a 20% belongingness. That is, this 0.2 is the membership value which is defined by mu A of X. Similarly, you can have multiple ordered pairs. Say for example 2. It may have an ordered pair of membership value which is defined as 0.4. Like that you can go on extending for any numbers. Imagine I am writing a number which is say for example 5 with membership value 0. What it means? It means that particular number does not belongs to the set. It completely not present within that particular subset. So this is the way in which the fuzzy sets are represented. So X, you can see here, X is represented with an element G1, G2, G3, G4 and G5. It may be a set of students. If I want to put smartness as a representation of the students, obviously it will be fuzzy. So how to represent the smartness of the students? You can't say there may be a thumb rule. So if you take an average performance of the student in that particular subject, you can define the smartness of the student. So here a classical example, the G1 is 40% smart. The G1 student is 40% smart. G2 student is 50% smart. So he is given with membership value 0.5. G3 student 100% smart. That means is an extremely intelligent student in this particular set. G4 student comes next to him, 90% intelligent, and G5 student 0.8. So if you say who is dull among the students G1 to G5, you have to come to the conclusion that G1 is a student with less intelligence, with membership function of 40% or 0.4. So what is the conclusion? The membership function fully defines the fuzzy set. Membership function provides the measure, the degree of similarity of an element to the fuzzy set. It may be chosen either arbitrarily, depending upon their experience and perspective, or it may be defined using machine learning methods.